What was the cause of the United States Civil War?
Well, don't come with an easy question or anything. I mean, I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run, the freedoms and what people could and couldn't do. What do you think the cause of the Civil War was? I'm sorry?
I'm not running for president. I wanted to see your opinion on the cause of the Civil War.
I mean, I think it always comes down to the role of government and what the rights of the people are. And I will always stand by the fact that I think government was intended to secure the rights and freedoms of the people. It was never meant to be all things to all people. Government doesn't need to tell you how to live your life. They don't need to tell you what you can and can't do. They don't need to be a part of your life. They need to make sure that you have freedom. We need to have capitalism. We need to have economic freedom. We need to make sure that we do all things so that individuals have the liberties so that they can have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to do or be anything they want to be without government getting in the way.
Thank you. And in the year 2023, it's astonishing to me that you answer that question without mentioning the word slavery.
What do you want me to say about slavery?
No, you answered my question. Thank you.
Next question.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So if we're to believe all the day's daily drama, there's supposedly a major fight going on inside the Trump campaign regarding the vice presidential options, right? And this is all coming from Steve Bannon, who is, of course, one of the left's most favorite people. So by default, he's one of our most favorite people. And it's a pretty interesting interview, right? They're going to talk about how important the VP pick will be, because the thought is, you know, irregardless of the polls and everything that we all think that we know right now, the general thought is, for people who are actually paying attention, if Trump only keeps his base, his devoted voters that are going to vote for him no matter what, you know, that it's unlikely to be enough to beat Joe Biden. So the thought is, if he picks some VP that will make all of us happy, someone like Vivek, you know, some America First type candidate, you know, we will all do what Republicans always do and go to the polls thinking that our guys are the best, because you'd have to be a moron to not see it. And then we wake up the next day and lo and behold, 81 million morons didn't see it. Allegedly, 81 million morons. Or he can piss off most of us and pick someone like Nikki Haley. And we wake up the next day and liberal brains are exploded all over the neighborhood.
Simple. Forget Republican and Democrat. Those are, if you're thinking in those terms, you're thinking of old politics. This is populist nationalism versus elite globalism. And if you see Republicans that are not in our camp, they're by and large elite globalists. The Mitt Romneys of the world, the people in the Senate, right? The
Nikki
Kevin McCarthy,
Haley.
neocon Nikki, neoliberal. No, listen, Nikki Haley's biggest donors right now are some of the most radical anti-Trump Democrats.
What did you think?
Reid Hoffman.
What did you think when Jamie Dimon came out at the New York Times summit?
She'd be a great president.
And said she'd be a great president, and we've all got to back her.
One of the fights we're going to have, a big fight, will take place in the spring, will be they're going to try to force Nikki on the ticket. They say Trump needs a woman, Nikki on the ticket, she balances things, and she can bring together that 15% of never-Trumpers in the Republican Party. We're going to have that fight. If Nikki Haley is in this administration in any capacity, it will fail. Well, she's a viper. She's a viper, and once she gets in there, she'll try to run it as prime minister. She'll try to be Dick Cheney. Her to Trump will be just like Dick Cheney to Bush. That's what she'll try to do.
But Steve, I have to ask you, because Richard Barris issued a warning about this, a very specific warning, and he went even further. Barris's warning was this. He said, you put her in as vice president, and they will find someone to Lee Harvey Oswald Trump, get him out of there, and make her the president in his stead. And he said if she becomes VP, that guarantees they're going to take a shot at him.
I got to tell you, we have to put on the table, because Robert Kagan, one of the senior most thinkers in the neocon, vertical, the husband.
There's a lot of columnists at the Washington Post.
Right.
Robert Kagan.
Yeah, so you guys see that. And honestly, guys, as much as Nikki Haley makes my skin crawl, It would make sense, because one thing about the Trump base, we are not going anywhere. I mean, he could probably pick Hillary freaking Clinton, and we're going to ride it out and see what happens. So why not make a move to expand the base? Just be careful. Don't have a Sarah Palin or Paul Ryan type experience. And dude, as I say that, I'm having the worst flashback, man. Romney Ryan, freaking Rhino Central. What in the hell were we thinking? Forget everything that I just said. Forget about it. Say no to neocon Nikki. I like that name they gave her. Do not pick Nikki Haley, but figure something out. Got to find a way to expand the base. Anyway, that's all I've got, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. We'll see you in the next one.